That's one more, man. That's 11. That's 11. All right, but we just a small market team, baby. We just a small market team.
Duval. Liam Coen got the year started with that meme, and now the Jaguars, impressive, go to Denver, where it looked to be as loud as any stadium has ever been. We had a trip down memory lane. It was once upon a time a penalty if your crowd was too loud. They would get a warning to shut up. And if it continued, you would get a penalty because crowd noise was detrimental to the game. Hell, that's part of the experience. Make it loud. Get the fans there. Have them excited. And the Broncos fans had been. And the Jaguars showed up and unbelievably took down the Denver Broncos. It was a game that went back and forth until a couple of touchdowns put the Jaguars ahead, 31-17. They won the game 34-20. They kept the Broncos offense from getting going. You know, it's a combination of offense and defense, a balanced team that is overlooked, that is disregarded, that wants to keep it that way. Trayvon Walker said after the game, they're going to hop on the bandwagon right now. Everybody in this locker room on the Jaguars team, even upstairs, we know everybody's probably going to try to hop on this bandwagon now, but we don't want anybody. They can stay where they're at. It's us. It's all about the Jags. F-K, everybody but us. Excuse my language, Dad, Grandma, but F-K, everybody but us. That's great. He says it. He says, sorry, Dad and Grandma, and he says it again.
Sorry, Coach. It's an awesome story. I mean, first off, you could see Liam Coen has the ear of that team just by that right there. Liam Coen has a little bit of that psycho-ness of Ben Johnson where, you know, it's as a player, you go, man, this is awesome. He's so passionate. And every now and then you chuckle because you're like, he is psycho. Like, holy crap, look at him there. And that gets the team to rally around you. And then like we've talked about, you know, with coaches giving you a trick here or a trick there, like we were talking about with Josh McDaniels and Drake May, you start to do things and coach plays and certain things, and you start to go, man, this guy knows what he's talking about. He's a psycho. I like him. He's emotional. We're going to jump on the bandwagon with him. And I'd like to say, I've been on the wagon, so I hope Trayvon will let me on. Because you know I'm a believer in the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Wait.
I'm on the wagon?
Wait, I think we can find from not that long ago someone saying that Trevor Lawrence can be counted on to screw something up every single week. Right. So you're a late arrival to the bandwagon.
I know, but I'm still quicker than a lot of people. And the Trevor Lawrence thing, I don't back down from that. Well, you know that. There was issues there where we went, man, can he play clean football?
Every single week.
Every week.
It was one definite turnover and then like 2 or 3 other plays that could have been.
Right. But there's a reason I picked them to win on Sunday. This is a game where I felt like you said, they're balanced. They got a little bit of everything. I think people are sleeping on Jacksonville's overall talent a little bit because of the quarterback thing. I mean, that was the last piece I think I was just waiting to see. That last shoe to fall to go, wait, is he going to get this? Is he going to be able to play clean football? Or is this going to be like, we got to try to hide our quarterback every week to
Nobody
win football games?
wants to believe it's sustainable.
Nobody wants to. You're right. And I think we're at a point here where we could start to believe it a little bit. Trevor Lawrence looks as good as he's ever looked. I mean, it's one great throw, good decision, backyard play starting to come out. You're starting to see that. But back to what you said and what we talked about with this throw right there, a little touch over the linebacker. Again, here, back shoulder, right? Putting in a spot where his guy can get it and only he can get it. He can run the ball. He can, do stuff of that nature. He's got a quick release. He's big. And he's understanding the offense. Right? Like we've talked about this with Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson. Like when you're a quarterback and you play for one of these offensive gurus, you just go, well, you haven't played for one before, you're like, oh my gosh, they're putting everything on me. I got to do everything. I'm not used to this. And holy cow, we got a lot of plays and he's got a lot of rules for me and a lot of coaching points. But it looks like it's all sunk in now. And now we're seeing they can run the ball. They can throw the ball, whatever they want. He can make a play that goes above and beyond the playbook. And then their defense. One of the reasons I thought they could win is because they got 2 defense ends that you felt like can maybe contain Bo Nix a little bit when he scrambles. They got 2 big D tackles. Devon Hamilton's 330. He can stop the run. We know they got Eric Armstead, 2 thumping middle linebackers. They got a good secondary. Like Jacksonville is a team that is Super Bowl caliber. And I think that people, hopefully after yesterday, can realize that. In an imperfect AFC, Jacksonville, like we talked about in New England, I would sit here and go, in a lot of ways, there again, I look at him, other than the quarterback having to prove himself to be consistent, you go, there's really not a glaring weakness with the Jacksonville Jaguars and every aspect of their football team. And I think that's what you got to be pumped about if you're in Duval.
The Jacoby Myers trade ended up being a stroke
Huge,
of brilliance,
right?
because imagine what they would be if they had Travis Hunter coming into his own late in his rookie season. Trevor Lawrence is finally becoming the guy that people thought he would be when he emerged in Clemson, and folks started counting the years toward him being available in the draft and who's going to get him. He was the number 1 overall pick. He was saddled with Urban Meyer as a rookie, enough said. By 2022, right, second year, that's when they get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
They're losing badly to the Chargers. They come back and win the game, and they give the Chiefs a run for their money. We were at that game.
Yeah.
And then it kind of fell off. And now it's finally where we thought it might be. And I was saying earlier, early years of a career, you get an idea, is he good enough? And, of course, he is, because they gave him a long-term contract. But then we thought he'd hit a ceiling. And the ceiling is, hey, he'll do some good things, but you got to take the bad with it. Now the bad's gone. And this is a good coach. And, you know, the Drake May trusting Josh McDaniels because the nickel's going to blitz.
It's that kind of stuff. Right.
I get the impression that Trevor Lawrence has fully surrendered to the coaching of Liam Coen. Remember early in the year there was some awkwardness.
Oh, definitely.
There were some facial
expressions. It felt like Liam was like, man, this guy is an idiot. I can't get him to do anything right.
And I know of at least one coach who could have been a candidate for that job but wasn't because he had no interest in working with Trevor Lawrence.
Yep, people were not sure.
Yeah.
People were not sure, right? And I think one of the things about Trevor Lawrence, and you've heard me say this before, and I think you've heard it from other people, I know people down in Jacksonville question, he likes football, we don't know if he loves it, right? And I think Liam Coen has probably taken him to a place where he's never been before. Of like, no, you got to be here today. It's Tuesday. It's a day off. But I got a whole bunch of new plays. You got to be in here, work and learn. You know, so he's realized, I think, maybe what it takes to be a big-time starting quarterback in the NFL. And now we're seeing the results on the football field. And now we're getting into surgical mode with Trevor Lawrence for a few weeks in a row. And this game wasn't easy at first. The Broncos D-line was whooping butt early on in the football game. He was under duress. They were kind of just hanging in there, right? But then at the end of the second quarter, right before halftime, all right, and I wrote in my notes as I was sitting there watching in real time, just kind of like, what did I wrote? Jags really starting to get it going on offense, starting to look like they're figuring out how they're being played by the Broncos. And from that point on, right, we see R.J. Harvey break the big run to start the third quarter. And from that point on, I think we saw Jacksonville just move the ball consistently up and down the field against one of the best defenses in football because Liam Coen has answers for his quarterback. You can't overplay run game because then they'll throw it. You can't overplay pass game because then they'll run it. And then every now and then the defense makes a good play, and Trevor Lawrence is still making it a positive for the offense. And that's when it gets scary for defenses. When the defense wins and the quarterback still makes a play, that's when you know you got something special. That's the stuff like Lamar and Josh Allen and Mahomes can do to you.
They have something going on in Jacksonville, and they may be winning the division. They still have a path to the number 1 seed. Wouldn't that be something if they get the bye week? We got people in the viewing room saying they're going to go swim in the pool if we end up having a game down there.
We're going in the pool pregame. But as I've said, and I know I've said this a lot, and you've heard me say this a little bit, I just don't be shocked if it's AFC Championship Sunday and it's Jags versus Texans or something like that. They can go that far. Again, with an imperfect AFC. You just saw Jacksonville go into Denver and win there. Jacksonville can play New England and beat New England. Jacksonville can beat anybody. And that's where it's awesome here, and they're starting to really believe in what they got, and it's going to be interesting to see how they finish off the season and go into the playoffs.
And look, the presence of a team like the Jaguars, which are not yet a national draw, in the playoffs, that could impact the viewership, but by the time you've earned your spot in the Super Bowl, you have acquired that glow that comes with it. And it doesn't matter who's in the Super Bowl. The whole small market, big market thing doesn't matter. The Super Bowl is the Super Bowl, and the teams that earn the spots in the Super Bowl become, at least for that 2-week moment in time, national teams, national brands, and that's how you shed the years of hiring Urban Meyer to be your head coach,
Yeah.
which was one of the worst coaching hires that we've seen in the past 20 years.
Right.
That's how a uniform that doesn't inspire a whole lot of faith suddenly looks a lot better, like the Bengals uniform that Chris used to hate until they got to the Super Bowl, and Chris was like, I kind of like the look of the
Felt the
Bengals
same way about the
uniform.
Chiefs. And then Mahomes started playing, and I was like, damn, they're kind of cool.
Yeah, Chiefs look pretty
Yeah,
good now.
That's what you can
Not
do.
currently,
Right.
but yes, up until this year. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.